Hello and welcome. I just want to say thank you so much for being here and congratulate you because this is a big deal to be taking a few minutes out of your day, out of your busy schedule to take a look at this information. And there's a reason you're here. I'm a super intuitive person. I really do believe that nothing is by coincidence. Everything happens for a reason. And something drew you here to watch this video right now, whether it was a post on social media, maybe you've been following me for a while. Ultimately, it probably really comes down to your vision or your values really align with mine. And my top 5 values are freedom, wealth, health, consciousness, and fun. Fun is a really big one for me. Again, I just want to congratulate you, say thank you for being here. There's definitely a reason you're here. So just kind of sit back, take this all in, and just get excited because this could be a really, really big thing for you, just like it was for me when I first discovered it. So all that being said, I'm going to keep it really short and sweet. I don't want to take much of your time. I know if somebody handed me like a 90-minute webinar, I would be like, no, thank you. Don't have time for that. So going to try to keep it right around 15 minutes. So I will do my best. If I have to look at my notes at any point, I apologize, but I cannot remember that much information off the top of my head. So let me just dive into a little bit about who I am and what brought me here. Why am I telling you this today? So my journey starts way, way, way back. I came from a tiny little town in Maine of about 2,000 people. And I knew from a very young age that I had huge dreams, huge visions. This tiny little town was not going to do it for me, right? So as soon as I got the chance, I ran off to Miami for college. I never really finished college, to be honest. It wasn't really something that ever clicked with me. I really became a party girl. That was kind of my identity for a really long time. All through my 20s I was just fun, wild, crazy Brie. I was the party girl. I was the life of the party. And that actually became a career for me. I moved out to LA in my early 20s and got a job in a nightclub. And it was fun and it was exciting and I was making tons of money at a really young age. But, I realized really quickly that was a really toxic environment and was not something that was going to be sustainable forever, And so I said, with my very entrepreneurial mindset, like a 9 to 5 was never an option for me. I said, what can I do next? What is another career option? And so real estate kind of stood out to me as something where I could make these really big commissions and, be out seeing beautiful homes and just really be my own boss really was the main thing I was looking for. And so I dove right into that, got back to Miami, got my real estate license. And, I realized very quickly that this also really didn't align. Well, not only was I struggling because I didn't have mentorship, I didn't have guidance, I didn't know what I was doing. But, it just didn't feel aligned. There was a lot of just sleazy behavior, a lot of competition, a lot of just backstabbing. And I felt like a fraud having to show up in like a dress and heels every day because anyone who knows me knows I'm like a hippie chick. This is my vibe. Like I'm not going to show up to a real estate showing at a fancy house like this. So yeah, there was just a lot of things that really didn't feel in alignment with who I was. And, my next career path kind of randomly fell into my lap as a flight attendant on private jets. Somebody just literally offered me this job one day and I was like, that sounds awesome. I'll have this like location freedom, literally get paid to travel. Like this sounds awesome. So I did that for about 1.5 to 2 years. It was a great gig, for someone in their 20s still, and just, I didn't have anyone tying me down. It was great. But again, I was on someone else's time. And that was the biggest thing for me is I wasn't having the time freedom I wanted. I wasn't on my own schedule. I was on someone else's schedule. And I also, even though I was making good money, it wasn't money that was going to set me up for the rest of my life. And that was always something in the back of my head. I'm like, I got to find a way to do that. And so my next thing, this was right around the time that I met my now ex of almost 3 years. And I literally packed up everything, moved across the country for this guy. It seemed like a really good idea at the time. It always does. And, for the first time in my life, I didn't have to worry financially. I was completely financially supported by somebody else. And it was an interesting time in my life because it kind of opened up this space for me to really look within and figure out what I wanted to do. And so it was right around this time that I saw an ad on Instagram for a health coaching school called Institute of Integrative Nutrition. And I was just really drawn to this immediately. Like something in my gut felt like this is what I've been looking for. And I watched this quick little sample class and I was like, wow, like this is so cool. It was all holistic health and just the mind-body connection, which is something I'm really, really passionate about. It's really teaching people to expand their minds and think differently and just this whole conscious kind of outlook on life. And so I loved it. I signed up. I got certified as a health coach. Right around this time, I also got certified as a yoga instructor. So it's kind of I did this whole 180 from this wild party girl to kind of living this housewife life and being a health coach. And it was just crazy. Everything just changed very quickly, but it felt really good and really aligned. I was doing all this personal development. But at the same time, the relationship was very toxic. The highs were really high, the lows were really low. And I think we both kept trying to force something that we knew deep down wasn't right. I'm sure a lot of you have been there. It's a common theme for a lot of us. So, eventually I I had enough, and I said, I can't do this anymore. Like, this is not, I'm not being the best version of me. I'm feeling pulled down energetically and in all the ways. And so I made probably the hardest decision I ever had to make in my life, which was I packed up all of my things and I moved back in with my mom at 31 years old. And it was, I mean, I remember crying the entire flight home. It was just, I felt like I was losing everything, like my future, my everything. Not only the person I loved or that I, thought I loved at the time, but this entire, like like I said, my financial independence was gone at this point. I was so financially dependent on somebody else for the first time in my life that as soon as that was cut off, I felt like a baby again. Like, oh my gosh, what do I do? I hadn't worked a real job in almost 2 years. I hadn't had an income in almost 2 years. I was pretty much at my all-time low, right? And I would say this was really my line in the sand moment, because I'm sure we've all had a light in the same moment, or a few in our lifetime. And this was what ultimately led me to the opportunity I'm telling you guys about now. So the long-winded story to really bring it all to this was, I was really at my lowest. I was living on my mom's couch, 31 years old, trying to figure out a way where I could bring together all of these things, all of these values that I was so passionate about. I really needed freedom. I really needed location freedom. I really needed a way to set myself up financially for my future, and something that aligned with like my values with health and wellness and consciousness and all of these things. And so I was just getting frustrated because I'm seeing all these like people on Instagram making all this money, and I'm like, how are they doing this? And so ultimately my kind of first step in the direction was I partnered with a girl who would connect with me on Instagram for a network marketing company. It was some supplements at the time, but it was a low ticket company, and meaning like their products weren't very expensive and the commissions weren't very high. And so putting in all this work and realizing that my efforts were not being rewarded fairly. And I think it was right around that time that she realized the same thing, and she decided to make the switch to the opportunity that I'm about to tell you about right now, which is why we're ultimately here. So yeah, it is funny to just backtrack and see like how far I've come over the last 3 years. I mean, I am a different person now. I've fully stepped back into my confidence. I'm independent again. I'm financially independent, which is so exciting. Like, I have a team of people underneath me who are other conscious freedom seekers who want the same things that I do. And like, we get to show up together as a community, as a team, and support each other every day. And like, that really is my bigger vision, to support other people to do the same things that I've been able to do, and realize that we don't have to fit into like the matrix. We can escape, and we can think bigger, and we can dream bigger. And there's so much more out there for us, but it really all starts with your mindset, and you have to believe it first. So yeah, I really am passionate about teaching other people that these kinds of opportunities are available to any of us, but you have to see it. You have to surround yourself with the right people. And speaking of the community, I love to share some examples of people within our community who have really, truly transformed their lives through this. So one girl, Heather, I love her story. Her and her husband were both in corporate America in New York for many years, and they were just like burnt out and not truly living their life's purpose. They knew something was off, and they knew there had to be a better way. This somehow fell into her lap, and within a year, they completely picked up their lives, moved to Costa Rica. They're living like off the land now. They have their little 7-year-old son. They're homeschooling him, and she literally retired her husband. And so I just love stories like that, because it goes to show anyone from any background can do this. You do not have to be an influencer. She had no experience in any social media. You can really start this from anywhere and build something incredible. And then Clint and Christie are one of my favorite stories. They're the creators of the academy that I'm going to dive into here in a bit. And they literally were like eating out of tuna cans, broken down car, no money to their names, had a baby on the way. And they said, enough's enough, something has to give. This fell into their lap. Within 90 days, they completely transformed their lives. And now they created this entire community. They're the reason we're all here. So just so many incredible stories within our community. So just be open and aware that this can truly be for anyone, but you just got to believe that, So anyway, that's kind of the whole backstory about how I got here and a lot of the people in our community. But now I'm going to dive into what is it that I'm talking about that I'm so excited about. It's 3 steps, but I really like to call it the 3 freedom pillars, because again, it's my values: freedom, consciousness, wealth, health, fun. It encompasses all of those, but the main one really is freedom. Everything really comes down to freedom, and it's about location freedom, time freedom, and financial freedom are the top 3. So the first one, I'm gonna break it down into 3 steps. So the first step, which provides us the location freedom, is the fact that we use social media, right? So we all have a phone. I was gonna pick mine up, but I'm recording on. We all have a phone, right? So imagine, like, I remember before I started this, I was scrolling on Instagram all day. I'm like kind of just wasting time. Imagine if that time your scroll can turn into payroll. Like, that's how people say it. And it's true. Like, you literally can be making money just being on your phone doing what you're already doing when you learn the skills and how to do it. And the way that we do it is through building a personal brand. So we're not about pushing products. Again, as much as we love our product, we don't want to put the product up front. We want to put ourselves up front, because we are the product, and people are going to want to buy and work with us because they love us. And so when you put yourself out there and your values and your things that you're excited about and that you are passionate about, people are going to naturally be drawn to you, which is called attraction marketing. So you're not having to go out there and spam and bother people and all this stuff. Like, it's going to naturally just align and come to you in a really beautiful way. And that's really what we're all about with the automation. And there's two ways to do it. You can either pay for Instagram and Facebook ads, where that's even more automation, where they're kind of putting it out there for you, and then the people are going to come to you. Or you can do organic marketing, which is just you, again, putting yourself out there and people are going to naturally come to you. So those are the two ways: organic or paid marketing through building a personal brand online through social media. So that's number one, because again, we can work anywhere from our phones. That is the location freedom. Step two is the automation. And actually, let me back up. I like to do the second one first because the automation ties it all together. So step number two is partnering with a high ticket offer, but not just any high ticket offer, one that is low risk. It's been around for a really long time. It's sustainable. It provides leverage where, you can do work one time and set yourself up to really truly create financial freedom for you and your family, like legacy income for years and years to come. So once you have that done for you, then you have to step three. I'm just going to dive right into step three, and I'll come back to the product and why we partner with that in just a moment. So again, number two is the financial freedom. And because we partner with a really high ticket item, that's what ultimately provides us the financial freedom. And then step number three, as I said, is automation. And so kind of tying this all together. So, you're out there building your personal brand, you're attracting people. You have your high ticket offer, and then you kind of plug them into this system where everything is done for us, guys. It is literally a business in a box. And that's what really excited me, because as I said, I tried so many other things. I had tried coaching one-on-one, I had tried network marketing, like low ticket stuff. And it was exhausting. You're a one-man show. You're doing all of the webinars. You're having to create your own funnels, your own websites, your own everything, your own sales calls. And it gets exhausting. And that's not time freedom, right? Which is, again, what we're all about, one of our core values. And so when you have this system that's just plug and play, you bring people in through attraction marketing, you plug them into the system, they go through this amazing discovery process, they get on this call with an amazing salesperson who's going to really guide them through the process. So that is where the time freedom really does come in, because there's so much automation within our system and within the academy that we've created. So, claim Christie. And so that being said, the next step, what you would do, if this is something you're interested to learn more about, the next step would really be to dive into the academy. And again, once you do that, it's broken down so clearly. It's just a really beautiful process where once you're in, again, the discovery process is the first step. And this will really take you through an in-depth, deep dive into you and what are your bigger visions, your bigger goals, your bigger purpose in this life, and what are you not fulfilling right now, and what can get you there, right? And so once you've gone through all those steps and you really understand what it is you want, we then provide you with the offer. So it's not like you have to go out and find this high ticket offer. We already have one that aligns so beautifully with our community and our goals and our visions and what we're about. It's, again, it's sustainability. It's, really getting rid of it's consumerism and all the plastic waste and all these things. So me as a health coach, this product aligned with me immediately. So like I said, I was already really drawn to the bigger vision of the company and the income potential and the impact. But then I saw the product. It's water. It's the best possible water you can put in your body. I mean, I wouldn't be walking around with these giant jug 24/7 if this really wasn't the best healing water you can possibly put in your body. So I'm not going to go too much into that because there's so much science on the water and the healing properties and what it can really do for you. But again, it's about living water. We are living beings. We are energetic beings, and we want to put in the best possible energetic living water in our body. So that's a whole other thing I can go down. But the main things I want you to realize is that this company truly provides leverage. It is all about sustainability. It's about people, and it's about really helping people. It's a Japanese company. They've been around for over 50 years, almost 50 years, and they're not going anywhere. So it's super low risk. It's not like these cryptos or these other things that they're so volatile. We have no idea what's going to go on with those any day. So this company is here to stay. They are just truly amazing humans that created it and that really care about helping the people that work with them. So I think that's kind of the gist of it. The next step, if this sounds exciting to you, if this sounds like something you're like, okay, I'm really ready to take the next step and learn what this is really about, I encourage you, just reach out to me. That's all you have to do. Say, hey, Bree, send me the link. So right now, for the monthly subscription to the Academy, it's normally $99. Right now, it's only $22 US. for a 14-day period. So within those 14 days, as I said, you would go in, you'd start that discovery process. It's probably only a few hours worth of content videos to get through, and then you would hop right on that discovery call with the sales team that will help walk you through and help you understand if this is in alignment for you right now and if this is something that you're really ready to do. So yeah, I think that's really it. If this is something you want to do, just again, reach out to me. Like, what do you have to lose? That's what I always ask people. Go with your intuition, go with your gut. If this feels good, it truly, truly did change my life, and I believe it can do that for you, but if it feels right for you. And one last thing, I don't want to forget, we are offering a special bonus right now because we really want to encourage people to be fast action takers. And I'm such a fast action taker. Something sounds good to me, I like dive right in. So if you're like me and you like to act fast, you will get a bonus for that, which is an extra video created by one of the top earners in the company. He's one of the ones who created the community. And it's all about how to make your first, he's going to break down step by step how to make your first 6 figures within this compensation plan and this model when you join. So that's super exciting. That's another added bonus for acting quickly. So I think I covered everything. I just want to say again, thank you guys so much for being here. Thank you for taking this time, investing in yourself, and for watching all 16 minutes. I kept it under 16 minutes. I hope to see you soon on the inside. Reach out with any questions.